Live on the air, Cian, Mark, Nicky and Shane. It's Westlife! Right here. Great to have you with us, guys. We're delighted to see you. Thanks for making time.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
So, last night on the show, we had Wanted sitting where you are. I mean, they're fresh into this whole thing. It's all a whole new world for them. This is your 11th album coming out. Do you still want it as much as you always did?
Oh, for sure, yeah. I mean, I think it kind of, as the years go on, it becomes more and more important to us. I mean, you know, the first few years, like the Wanted, it's all new, it's all fresh. It's a very, very different thing. And you know, it happened. Our success happened so fast and so quick. And you know, all of a sudden we were nobody, and then the next day we had, like, you know, 7 #1s going home for Christmas. So it was a very, very strange time in our lives. And I think now, you know, like nearly 12 years later, it's almost more important to us now because it's kind of like, you know, it's become part of our life now. It's become our lifestyle. It's become what we do for a living. It's, you know, it's you know, kind of our existence, if you like.
But I think as well, because you guys have grown so much in 12 years, you know, obviously professionally and personally, you know, you've got married, you've had kids, you know, you're in new relationships, you've had losses in your life as well. I mean, does that all contribute now when you're going on to make this new album? Have you got quite a bit of input in your life experiences, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like, before we sort of make the album, we go around and meet a lot of songwriters. And this album, actually, we worked with one producer, and he got involved in writing most of the songs on the album. But we speak to them about what we've been going through. You know, I mean, pop songs are never too directional, if you know what I mean, lyrically. But we do tell them, you know, what's going on at the moment in our lives and stuff like that. And you know, I think lately, you know, as you said, there's been a couple of losses with both Cian and Nicky losing their dads and stuff, and that's been definitely kind of something that's sort of seeped into the music on the albums. But at the same time, I think, you know, as I said, pop songs, our music isn't meant to sort of get too directional, you know, it's just meant to be sort of solid pop music, about, a lot of the time about love, of course, but just in general, not too deep, you know. Yeah.
You know, when you're watching X Factor, how do you feel about these shows? You know, do you think if you'd been starting out when that was available, would you have gone and done it?
We would have won it.
Yeah.
We would have won it.
I think we definitely would have went on it, you know, whether we were a band or individually. But I think when, you know, hindsight's a great word, but I think we certainly would have, or definitely do prefer the way we broke onto the scene, you know, the old-fashioned way when, you know, it was Smash Hits magazine and fans were, they got a little piece of you every kind of week or whatever, and they were waiting for that next picture, and gradually, when you're in that position, you know, your first little piece in the magazine is that size, next week it's bigger, all of a sudden you get a cover, and, you know, I think that's magical. Nowadays, you know, when the X Factor starts, we know everything about these guys before they even sing the first song on the show. So I mean, we've never lived it that way, so we don't know. But I think given the choice, you know, the slow burn is starting to be, because what happens is you become, you know, a little bit less or famous so quickly that if it does all get taken from you, you know, it's kind of like a whirlwind. You know what I mean? So that you know, must be hard. So we've done it. We're still kind of hanging in there, if you like.
Which is what's nice about the Wanted, the band you mentioned as well, is that they're doing it the kind of old-fashioned way. And it's very admirable that they can still break through, given that these days it seems to be the X Factor is the only way, you know.
I mean, for you guys are here because, of course, all the new stuff's coming out in November. You're huge promo on at the moment. Will that promotion take you over to America? Is that something that you want to explore more?
Maybe on a holiday.
Maybe on a holiday.
We recorded the album actually in America, and the producer we work with, John Shanks, is from America, but America is not something we have on the cards. We haven't had it on the cards for probably 5-6 years now. It's something that we definitely still keep in the back of our mind, but it's all about timing, I think, and it's all about having the right kind of, you know, the right kind of idea to get into America. And like Simon Cowell's their A&R man, and that is a massive plus in America at the moment, but at the moment it's just not right for Westlife.
And that's it. At least you guys know that, and you're not going over there. You're staying here.
We're focusing on what we have. We have a very strong fan base in the rest of the world, you know, and a very dedicated fan base, so we want to try and, as Cian said earlier on, it's you know, we're 12 years in now, but it's kind of, it's more important to sustain our success now. It's harder to stay there once you get there. So we've managed to do it for 12 years, and we want to keep getting better and trying to reinvent ourselves as much as possible.
Let's talk about the fans for a second. We've got loads of questions from your fans we want to put to you a little bit later in the programme. But, I mean, 3 of you are married now. Things have kind of changed since you all started. How do your wives feel when you turn up somewhere like here and there's just hundreds of screaming girls waiting for you? How does that go down?
I think they've possibly grown up with it as well. You know, myself, I'm with Georgina since I was 16. Shane, you know, far ahead behind me. And Cian, you know, was with Jodie a long, long time as well. So, you know, I don't think there's ever that jealousy. You know, it's weird sometimes, you know, when you get all the female attention, and at the very start of the band, when your girls call into your mum and dad's house, you know, just
it's not the norm,
that was strange, you know. And then if you weren't there, and if your mum and dad start bringing them in for cups of tea, you're like, Mum, you can't do that. Don't, you know, don't be doing that type of thing. So, you know, but the wives have kind of grown with it, and you know, the fans are why we're still here. They've given us a fantastic life, a fantastic lifestyle. So yeah, I mean, they're part of the Westlife dream, I suppose.
Thing is, like, we all love you, the fans adore you, but I mean, you guys have lasted an awful long time. Other bands have split up, got back together. I mean, we've looked at Take That recently, who have got back together, been so successful, and now Robbie's joined. What is the secret with you guys? Because you survived someone leaving too, and you've never ever split up. So what is the secret?
It's hard to know, really. I think for us as people, we kind of take 1 year at a time. Every year we kind of look at it and say, what do we want to do this year? And all of a sudden we're 11 albums in, you know, and we kind of we've never really wanted to split up. I'm sure there's been times where we've always thought, you know, what are we going to do next? Can we do this? Can we do that? But I think Brian leaving was the darkest time of the band, but we kind of didn't have time to worry about it. We had 19 days to a first show on a 4-month sold-out tour.
I remember.
So we had 19 days to literally, we didn't have time to worry about it. So we went on stage, and then 19 days later we did our first show, and we thought, the crowd loved it. It was great, and it was the biggest show of our life at that stage.
Are you still in touch with Brian? Have you ever talked about doing Take That and never getting back together?
I don't think we've ever. I don't think for us it's very different. I mean, you know, Take That is very, very different than us, obviously. You know, Brian left Westlife a very long time ago, and Westlife has continued on as a band. You know, so it would feel very, very different. I mean, you know, obviously Robbie left Take That, and Take That split after that. I mean, we didn't split. We continued on as a band. We've been together a lot longer without Brian than we had with Brian. We've done more albums, more tours, more concerts. So it kind of doesn't feel like, weirdly enough, that he was, you know, in the band, even though obviously we're very grateful for what he's done with us for the first few years of the band. But I don't see him ever rejoining Westlife.
Some couples get back together and some don't.
Yeah, that's a really good way. Well, I mean, you're right. We know you in the carnation that you are now as Westlife as a four-piece, but it must, you know, 'cause everyone always talks about, oh, how do you get on, what goes on backstage, but you guys must be like brothers in a sense. You must have this amazing bond with one another, because you would kill each other otherwise.
Yeah, well, we do. We love each other like brothers, and we kill each other like brothers. You know, we're very passionate about what we do as a band, and we all have different ideas, and we always have to come to a union decision, like a unit decision or a united decision. Unified. That's the word you're looking for. There's the word, Nikki. A unified decision, and you know, and that's why we're so passionate, and we always do get to that decision eventually, and that's what makes Westlife Westlife. You know, we love what we do. We're very, very proud of what we are.
But I know what you're getting at. Yeah, we do kill each other.
Every day. Do you ever go, you know, maybe a day without talking to each other?
We've done that. Yeah, we've done that. Me and Nikki went about a week or two without.
Probably the most stubborn. So
they're definitely the most stubborn people.
Are they?
Don't start an argument here.
Well, you guys are going to stay with us. You guys are going to stay with us because we want to talk to you more, because of course the single Safe is coming out, and we've got some questions from the viewers. Are you okay to hang around? For now, Westlife, everyone. Are they amazing? Thank you very much.